Hey beautiful people, how you all doing today? It's your girl Destiny here and welcome to my channel. How you are doing? Hope you guys are doing great. So today's video is a video of a mom that is out here. She's crying her eyes out and she's 29 years old with 4 children, talking about how she feels like she's not pouring into her children as she wish she could. Like she ended up going to bed feeling that she didn't love one child more than the others, and she just went on to just really cry and talking about how hard it is to be a mom of four. And mind you, in the comment section we have people that are like rooting for her, why there are some people asking where is the father of these children and why are you overwhelmed and all that. And it was being revealed that Jana is now ex-husband. They got a divorce and now she's left with the 4 children, and this man is out there living his best life. This video has struck a conversation for moms and even non-moms to have the conversation of being a mom, being overwhelmed, and how being a single mom is hard. And you guys know how we have the conversation here, and it is a very important conversation to really know exactly what you're getting to for you to say, okay, you want to be a mom, because it's not for the faint-hearted. And also, I want to point out that this woman stated in the video, the capture, that she loves her children. This does not take from the fact that how much she loves her children, but the fact is that she's getting overwhelmed with it. And mind you, the ex-husband that is out living his best life. And their children's there are three players because she had the first child. After having the first child, the husband begged for her to have a second child, and the second child ended up being a triplet. So now she's stuck with 4 children, divorced. Why this man on their triplet's birthday? This man was in Paris with his girlfriend. You guys see what we talk about when we talk about as a mom, or as a mom to be, or you choose to be a mom. Most brunt of the work comes to you. You do most of the work, and whether you like it or not, your life changes. This Most of this man's life does not change. Anyway guys, let's go check out the video and then people's response to it, and then we'll come back and talk more.
Tired. Ugh, I hate this. I hate this some days. I just am never enough, and I feel like I'm gonna disappoint one of my kids. And every time they go to sleep, it's like I didn't spend enough time with one of them, and my daughter, who's my own. I just am never enough, and I feel like I'm gonna disappoint one of my kids.
It's so funny because I was just having the same exact conversation a few hours ago about be careful on how many kids you have, because you can never spread enough time and love and energy, because one of those children will feel deprived no matter what, because it's too many kids. So stop having all these kids and you don't have enough time, love, and energy to fill every cup, because you have so many cups to fill. So, yeah, it's just funny. I was just having this conversation. I mean, I feel so bad for the mom because I know she had those children out of love. But you have to think about different scenarios like that when you get pregnant, or to avoid getting pregnant. But yeah, it's too many kids.
I hate this some days. I just am never enough, and
Oh, I really feel for this mum. Mum guilt is such a real thing. And I just want to say, nobody signs up to be a single mum. That is not the dream we all have had when we're young. There are very few and far between men that are truly supportive of what the mum's role is in this life. If we are supported, if our cups are full, you better believe that all of that is going to the kids, to your generation. If we're not supported, then you're going to end up with a mum who's fully burnt out, who's fully so stressed. She's crying her eyes out on social media about it. These kids are not getting the best version of their mum in these moments. Why on earth are there not communities geared to helping single mums? At the end of the day, we don't need the men. Clearly, we're doing it on our own and we're doing the best we can. Why are there not co-living communities for single mums? not for students, not for co-working entrepreneurs, even though we would be, because God knows we are the best multitaskers on the planet. We get it all done. There should be beautiful spaces, land. We could have mums that can grow veggies, mums that can sew, mums that like to make food, mums that like to make jam, mums that like to craft, mums that like to go on adventures, mums that are DIY mums. We've got all the mums. We just need the space. And then we'll just go there. We'll go there. And you'll never see us crying on TikTok again because we'll be living in peace.
I fucking hate this. I made this video because a lot of the comments are so unsupportive of moms. So this has something to do with the mom herself, and then she just came on my For You page, so I don't really know anything about her. But this is not the standard. This is actually not the standard of motherhood, and it might feel really shitty and really difficult and really hard, but that's because we live in a society that, generally speaking, like morning, noon, and night, does not support families, mothers, and children. But that doesn't mean that we just like sit like, oh, okay, that's just how it is. We're gonna give up. We're gonna cry in our closet every single day. There are gonna be tears because we're women. We've got hormones. We're empathetic, amazing, intuitive beings. But we shouldn't be regularly upset, mad, frustrated, depressed, stressed out, overwhelmed, and crying because of being a mom or like our day-to-day in motherhood. And like, this is just my call to action. Like, I saw so many comments that were so unsupportive, like, glad I don't have kids, or one of them was like, that's just how it is and it just gets worse over time as they get older and then they grow up enough to love you. Like, what? There is so much shitty, toxic, blah, 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 blah around being a mom, and like bad motherhood advice. I can't believe a mom would tell another mom, it just gets worse from here. And like, I cannot, with the content creators who like have all these followers that just perpetuate being a miserable mom and basically give moms like this rite of passage to be like a resentful mom. So the way I see it is this, like, there's two different paths you can take. We're all going to start here where things are difficult and they're hard. You're either going to continue on the path where you just like perpetuate like how difficult and hard it is and you don't figure out how you can fix shit, or you go on the path and like, this is not how I want to live my life. This is not how I want my kids to have a mom like this. I don't want to have a morning like this. I don't want to send them to school like this, or I don't want to come home like this. And then you figure out how to fix it day by day, step by step. And when you take a step forward, you're going to fall 2 steps back, and then you keep going. I'm just like a sagey solo mom over here. I have had the hard times in motherhood, and I have literally had the awakening of like, I don't want to do this, or I don't want to be like this, or I don't want to react like this. And then I figured out how to fix it. And it didn't cost me money or therapy or life coaches. I just want all the moms to know that yes, that might be part of things that happen in motherhood, but that is not the standard. That should not be normal. And if you are doing that, there is definitely like an indication that you need to like go figure out how to fix it and heal it and live life like way better. Like, you're not doing anything wrong, but you got to ask yourself, do you want to continue doing that every single night? Or do you want to figure out like, hey, step by step, take a deep breath, baby, pen and paper it out. How can I start fixing these things? I hate this some days. I just like, I'm never enough. And like, I feel like I'm going to disappoint one of my kids. And
All right, so I silenced this part because I didn't want TikTok to take it down for the music. But here she's just showing how her ex-husband was in Europe with his new on their children's birthday. Do not have a baby for a man. And when I say that, I mean do not have a baby just because that man wants a baby. If you do not absolutely want the baby, do not have the baby. Also, don't have more kids than you are willing to raise as a single mother. Y'all saw that video of her in the closet crying from her 4 kids. Stressed out, tired, overworked. And as y'all can see in this comment, someone said, standing firm on one and done mentally is the best for me. And even with 1 kid, it still gets overwhelming at times. The woman, the 29-year-old that was in the video, she was one and done with her ex-husband, but he pushed her to have another. She ends up with triplets. And when it's a triplets birthday, where is he? In Paris with the told her was a gold digger. On his kid's birthday, the kids that he begged his wife to have, that he now wants nothing to do with.
Go, sis.
If you have a baby simply because your husband wants the baby or your boyfriend wants the baby, if your husband or boyfriend decides they want nothing to do with that baby, they can pack their shit and go to Paris with the
and leave you fending for yourself. Because she even said he doesn't take care of them. He's a deadbeat. So now here she is, 29 years old, single mother, no assistance from the father. So when y'all see women on the internet saying, you know what, I'm going to leave it at that. Do with this information what you will. I hate to use her as an example, but sometimes I feel like y'all need to see it. Y'all need to see it, because when women come on this app and tell y'all to be careful, y'all make it sound like we're bitter. We're not bitter. We're cautious. We're cautious. Some of us were fortunate enough to not end up exactly in her position, but babe, all right, y'all be careful.
I hate this some days. I just, like, I'm never enough, and, like, I feel like I'm gonna disappoint one of my kids. And every time they go to sleep, it's like I didn't spend enough time with one of them, and my daughter, who's my own.
So, this is going to be blunt. So, excuse me, this is not coming from a mean or evil place. I'm not, like, hating on someone particularly. But I'm going to be blunt. I have no sympathy for women when it comes to dating, when it comes to relationships. Because here's the thing. One, women know not to have kids out of wedlock. I'm not talking particularly about her. But women know not to have kids out of wedlock. I.e., a man should commit to you through marriage already before, having kids with you. And why, even if you have, even if you're married, you can still, because here's the thing. But that argument is that before you get married, you should have already been with this man for years. Okay? The engagement should have already been months to years. So there is time in between that, what I'm talking about, the marriage. And then when you're married, there's a bit more time until you have kids. This is a thing where it's not new information. You should marry someone that you see a future with, that, you know what, there's nothing about this person I want to change, because I love this person. This is the person I love. Both sides, not just the woman, both man and woman. You should both understand that, you know what, I see a future. This is the person that I see a future with. Nothing about them I want to change. I love everything about them, or I accept everything about them. All their red flags, all their flaws, because you know what, no one's perfect. So I accept it. I see a future with this person. A lot of times, in my honest opinion, both sides, we ignore red flags. We ignore red flags that we can't handle. Like, oh my God, I don't know, just any kind of red flags. Oh, this person is messy. This person, doesn't want to have sex a lot. Whatever red flags that you can't handle for long. That's the thing where time is important. Where, you know what, if you've been with this person long enough, where you know that, after being with this person long enough, I can't handle those red flags. Or, you know what, I obviously cannot handle these red flags. So this is the thing where, honestly, you don't include kids into it. Because here's the thing with this woman like this. In general, you have 4 kids with a person. 4 kids. How could you have so many kids with someone, and yet your relationship is so weak that you break up? That it couldn't last the test of time. 4 kids! I mean, didn't you not see the red flags the first kid? Okay, you didn't. Did you not see the red flags the second kid? No. The third kid? No. Only after the 4th kid is when you see the red flags, that you see the crumbling of the relationship. It's like, what do you do? Have kids one after the other? It's like, the first, first year of your relationship, you had a kid. The second year, right after, it's like you put no time into it. You didn't get to know a person well enough. This is the problem that I'm seeing more and more, where we're not vetting people properly. We're not we don't understand the process. Why do people say, okay, you court purpose, you get to know people first, marriage, and then children? Because hopefully that timing until children is that you know this person well enough that you're not worried about nothing. Their flaws, anything that's wrong with them, you love it or you accept it. That's the thing where a lot of people, because I'm not a big believer that there's 180. Person changes 180 right after like that. No, because those are things it's in their character. It's the red flags that we choose to ignore. That's why, we think it's 180. But you know what? If we look back at the relationship, that person was always there. So this is why I don't have sympathy for women in particular, where it's maybe the biological responsibility. You're having kids. You need to be 100% sure, 90% sure at least, that this is a man that I'm going to spend the rest of my life with. That there's no flaw of this man that I can't accept. That this man will be with me through thick and thin. This man, if I'm in a monogamous relationship, this man won't cheat on me because I'm absolutely perfect for him, or close to perfect for him. But this is the thing where women don't realize that, you know what? Oh, you know what? It's just, women don't realize the red flags in their relationships. And the problem is they have the burner performance where they're having kids. This is results where, honestly, you should have vetted them properly. You should have been sure about your relationship properly. I mean, I can make this a longer video, but it's just the gist of it.
Please go down in the comment section and share your thoughts about people's response, the story, and what you think about this conversation down in the comment section. But as always, please keep it respectful. You're on this channel. We're allowed to disagree, but we do it in a respectful way. So go ahead, feel free, share your thoughts. Okay. Um, why he's not getting the full information? She had one child. The last creator that just spoke now, she had one child, and the husband begged her to have another one. In the process of having the second child, she gave birth to three plets, where she made her children four. I agree with what he said when he said, as women, we should have control over our body and what we choose to do our body, and we should vent properly. But the truth is that when people talk about, oh, it has to be marriage first, don't just have children out of wedlock, we still see the ones that they will marry you, they will leave you with children. Like in the case of this woman, she is married, and her husband still left her with four kids to be with, and now he's living his baby boy life all around. Why she's a mom, cry, feeling overwhelmed, feeling like she's not doing right, feeling the mom guilt down there. Why there's no dad's guilt. He doesn't even know if his kids are running temperature that night. He's living his best life. And that's why, as women, and this is why here on this channel, we always talk about how to be very intentional with our life. How, if something does not serve us, don't do it. Because if it was something that she wanted for herself, I don't think she would get as much overwhelmed as it is. See, a lot of time people undermine, and society and the world kind of downplay what it means to have a child and what it means to be a mom and what it means to be a parent. I would say mom because that's who takes the brunt of the being parent to a child, raising a human being to an adult. It falls down on the mom. And a lot of times society and the world has glamorized it, has downplayed it, and a lot of time they're not talking enough about the downside that comes with it. And as women, they usually make us to feel like, oh yes, it's hard, but just hit it up and just keep on moving. And life, that's just life. That is how it is. But what they forget to tell us is that it is a choice. It is a choice for you to have a child. It's your body. So you choose what you want to do with it and ask yourself, it is something you really, really want. And by the time you get to the answer, like, okay, yes, this is something I want, ask yourself, why do I want it? And and I know that this is what has led a lot of women, including myself, that has gotten to the realization saying that, you know what, I am not going to have kids. I'm fine without not having kids and all that. And that's because you have to be very intentional. It is a choice. Tomorrow I can wake up and say, you know what, I want to have kids. And that will be me making that decision with a well-informed mind and knowing exactly what I'm getting myself into. And this is why I like bringing videos like this, just to keep on reminding women, especially young girls, that deep down inside them, they know that probably kids are not for them and all that. But because of the society standard that is glamorized, having being a mother, having kids, being pregnant, you now say, okay, you want to do it. Why some women, because of the codependent they have of always they need a man, they will go ahead and have children thinking that that is what will keep a man. And we've seen it over and over and over and over again. Having a child with a man does not keep a man. I'm saying it loud again. Having a child with a man does not keep a man. But you know what he does? He tied you to that man for the rest of your life. And if that man is a dusty, if that mom is a bump, if that man is a horrible person, you are stuck with that man for the rest of your life because that man now have easy access to you. Now she's crying now. If that man calls to her and said, I want to see my kids, she has nothing to see. She has nothing to say. He will have to see his kids. And is that the type of person and energy you want around yourself? And when we talk about the person you choose to have kids mold or break you, and that's why when you're very intentional, you make these decisions very intentional because you ask yourself, is this person the person I want to have children with? Do I really want these children, or I'm doing this for this person? And another thing too, and somebody has told me this thing too, that, oh, have kids, it will change your husband. Like, okay, maybe, oh, you should have kids, maybe that will change your husband. Having kids does not change somebody to be a better person or to be somebody that you wish they would be. People have showed you who they are, people are who they are, and if you cannot take it, if you cannot tolerate it, if you know you cannot live with it, then don't just even get into it. And I know in my society, in my culture, women are put with that ideology to think that, you know what, when you get married, you pray and God will touch his heart and change his heart. You know the way God changed Pharaoh's heart when Pharaoh was about to destroy the children of Israel, okay, hold them captive. The way God changed, that's how God is going to change your husband's heart. My sister, come, let me hold your hand. It does not work like that. This person is who is society, his culture, his environment, his upbringing has molded him who he is. It takes a lot of self-awareness and self-consciousness for that person to do something different from what they know and what they've learned all their life. So for you to go into that person, have that person in your life and thinking that you will change the person or your prayers will change the person to what you reach the person should be, it's not going to work. And this is why I would say having kids, it's a choice. Women, having kids is a choice. It's not a social responsibility like society has programmed in our head. Having kids is a choice, and having kids is hard. Listen to these women, because a lot of these women, and I'm not mom shaming this woman, and I know this woman love her children, but a lot of these women, nobody told them. Some of them didn't even have the internet, having women speaking openly and honestly about their struggles like this, because probably they would have made a different decision. And I've come here 1,000 times talking about how my friends, my family, my sisters, like we've had the conversation, they have children that they love, that I love, but one thing they know for sure is that if they know what they know now, that having a child is a choice, they would have made a different decision. That's one thing I would need you guys to know here. Having a child is a choice that you want to make. It's just like you deciding that, oh, you want to get that car. It's a choice. Ask yourself, why do you want to? If you know it does not fit into your life, if you know it's something that you are not meant, because it's a lot of work, you lose yourself. Some they'll come, don't see. You see some moms come online and they glamorize and tell you, "Oh, you don't lose yourself, you can still be a mom, a boss." Yes, I'm not taking that away from you. You can still do that, but it takes a lot of hard work. A lot of hard work. And ask yourself, are you ready to put in the work? Because a lot of women could not put in the work and they slack by. And the only thing they are known for is that they are a mother. And the thing is that they cannot even be that good mom because mentally they are not even there. They are not okay. They are overwhelmed. They are overstressed. They are overworked. So they can't even be there 100% for their children. This is why, like I keep saying, pour into yourself. Pour into yourself. You need to really learn how to pour into yourself, because that's the only time you can be a better version for people and the people in your life. But when you keep getting overwhelmed, keep getting drained, you can be 100. And that's what's happening to this mom. She needs to pour into herself. She needs to pour. She needs to give herself grace, so that she doesn't feel this mom's guilt. But because the children are here now, she has to deal with them, and she has to put on her big pants up and be there and show up for these children. But you have to pour into yourself, ladies. If you know you don't have kids now, pour into yourself. And that's something I'm learning at my big age now. This is something I'm learning and I'm loving it. I'm very intentional about my life. I move accordingly. If something does not serve me, I don't do it. If it serves me, I'm doing it. I am the main character of my life, and it is what it is. And then the sister that was talking about, oh, how they form like community and all that in terms of coming together. I feel like that would be an amazing idea for single moms, even for moms in generally. I strongly believe that as women we should support each other, we should be there for each other, we should encourage each other, even though we don't agree. We should still do that, because there's a lot of odds against us, especially as Black women. So I feel like that would be a very amazing, where you have a community of women that they are looking out for each other. They are just there to, because it's really hard, sisters. Like, it's hard and it's hard. So I feel like that's a very amazing idea. But do you really think that idea will work? Let me know your own take down in the comment section. Go ahead and share this video with somebody that you want to be part of the conversation, because that's what we do here. We have banging conversations. So go on and share this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, smash the like button, because this helps YouTube to push out my content for more people to see. And that'll be you supporting this channel and this girl here. So go on and do that. Subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Deuces.